Fever and inflammation are common when we have infections, and there's some over-the-counter drugs which we can take to relieve our symptoms. But how does this all work? Hi there, my name is Ellie. I am a medical student from Montreal, Canada, and in this series I share with you my knowledge about the human body because I believe that if we can understand it better, we can live healthier and happier. So today I'm going to cover 3 related subjects. The first one is what happens in your body when you have an infection. The second is what are the differences between non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs and versus acetaminophen or paracetamol. And third, why there are some conflicting views on whether we should use one or the other. Okay, first, what happens in your body when you have an infection? So a part of your immune system, the white blood cells, are always patrolling the body like little policemen, and when they detect that something's wrong, that there's, for example, a bacteria or a virus, they're going to send signals and call other white blood cells to help. Now, some of those signals are called cytokines. You might have heard that before. So let's say you have a local infection in your throat. The site will be red, the lymph nodes will get swollen, it will be hot, and it will hurt. Those 4 things tell you that there's a local inflammation in that site. Now, depending on the infection that you have and how your immune system reacts and how big is the inflammation, the signals the cytokines send are going to get to the brain, and this will tell your brain to turn on the heat. And this is what causes you to have fever. When you have fever, basically your muscle cells contract to produce heat and your whole body is sore, and that's when you take your computer and you open Netflix. Okay, so you've got local inflammation, you've got cytokine signals. Some of them get to the brain sends signals to the muscle cells to contract, and that's when you get all the muscle pain and other fever symptoms. Let's look at some of the over-the-counter drugs that you can take to relieve some of your fever symptoms. You've got the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, also abbreviated as NSAIDs. Those include ibuprofen, naproxen, and aspirin. Ibuprofen is known in its brand name as Advil or Motrin, and naproxen as Aleve. There are other ones as well. Now, NSAIDs reduce pain, fever, and they are anti-inflammatory. So you can also hear in more medical terms, those are analgesics and antipyretics. Now, very quick etymology. Antipyretic comes from Greek. Pyretos actually means fire, so antipyretic is anti-fire. Yeah, I found that really fun. So NSAIDs are to be distinguished from acetaminophen or paracetamol, also known as Tylenol. Actually, the name of acetaminophen is mostly used in North America, and in the EU and like the rest of the world, it's mostly paracetamol. Those are only pain relievers and fever relievers. They are not anti-inflammatory. And that's a really important difference. So all of these drugs are going to help with your symptoms, but they're not going to cure you. It is going to be your immune system which will take care of the virus. And here I'm saying the virus because with bacteria it's different. You might need to take antibiotics, but that's for another video. Now, fever is not bad for us. There is even some molecular evidence showing that fever actually helps the immune system. And this has caused some conflicting views on what we should use to relieve our symptoms. Next week, I'm going to dive deep into some fever misconceptions and scientific articles. I hope this was valuable for you and it helps you to understand certain things a bit better. If it's the case, you can like the hit button, share, subscribe, or if you have any questions, please let me know down the comments. And see you next Sunday. Mwah. Ciao, ciao.